Jesus, that leads our Hispanic mission, he has a place just about 10 miles inside of Mexico. Go down the river, the other side of the river, go to Mexico, take a group. I'm sure we're going to have a good experience in Canada. That's an awesome couple. We'll probably go to Canada again. The Burns are really fired up about Camp Barnabas. We'll give his an opportunity to go to Camp Barnabas. Nothing will help you with selfishness outside of, wiping the rear of somebody who can't do it themselves that's 17 years old or something, so those are these opportunities. And I'd love to see families take advantage of these opportunities. So in my mind, I don't ever want to take a youth mission trip. I hadn't taken a youth mission trip in 12 years. I've taken a church mission trip. I want to encourage families to get together and see what they can do. And I'd like to see a bunch of adults go, because I think it's important, the interaction, not just their parents, but the other adults. And I found over the last 10 years doing mission trips in Sulphur Springs that the deepest relationships were mission trips between students and adults. It was very powerful. And so I want to think beyond missions, because I think if we don't do what we should do locally, if we miss Mount Pleasant, the state of Texas, I think we miss out. And so I want to do things. We do Mission Mount Pleasant with those other churches, paint houses, that's great. But there are other things along the way. We've been working on things in staff, talking about blessed children, like the backpacks, things you've seen with the backpacks. I would like to see us in small groups mainly, but in Bible study fellowships too. In our small groups, I'd like to put together a list, and I would like to encourage small groups to do something outside themselves every fall. And we've got lots of things you can do. We have an endless amount of things we can do. Like one thing that's fresh in my brain, I would love to see 1 or 2 small groups do League of Dreams next year, help handicapped kids play baseball, softball, whatever. And then just do it. Show them how to do it, and then do it. And so that's the idea of the missions. I think it should all come together. How we bless people all year round locally, I think that should all tie together. Okay, with what you said in mind. Next week's 4th of July week, I'm going to be gone. You can meet without me, but I don't want you to. So let's take a break. Let's meet July 9th. Wednesday, July 9th, we'll have another hour-and-a-half meeting. Jeff and I, and we're going to go get Mike's Rolodex, because it has every person that ever walked in the church. We're going to make a list. We're going to give it to you. We're all going to, the next meeting, we're going to sit down. We may fine-tune just a very few things, right in here. But we're going to press forward with, one, looking at this list, who do we think we could recruit that would be passionate about these things? Now, there's about 20 in this group. I think there's about 16 or 17 that are in and around consistently. What do we have now? 1, 2, 14. Okay, and we have 15. All right, so that's good. But we can sit down and look at what we need, and then Deanna, if you know so-and-so really, really well, I'm going to ask you to go ask that person to fill that position. There's going to be 15 of us. We're going to ask people to fill these positions. And so we're going to look at, and it's okay for, invite them to lunch, sit down, share the vision. I think anybody in this room can share the vision as passionately as I can share it. I'm excited. Take that passion, share with people what we're doing, invite them to come along, okay? We will talk about training before we hit August. August will be the right time for training, probably on a Wednesday night. We'll use this time slot. We'll have a good training for small group leaders and for Bible study fellowship leaders. After we fill the positions, and you'll have to help me because maybe along the way, I want to take a look at that list, and I want to brainstorm some of these people that's just on your heart that we need to ask to come join us. So, do not join us as in this group, as join us in coming to Bible study. Who could you invite to come to Bible study? I'll tell you one person that's on mine and Tracy's heart are the Scotts. And so, yeah, it's on the video. There's no way to watch that, I hope. Okay, if you see them, don't tell them. Like people really cruise around looking for spiritual development on YouTube. Well, I was looking for spiritual development. And hey, if they saw the video, I just tell them. I know they're not coming on Sunday morning to Bible study class. They don't find somewhere they fit in, but I like them to join me. I'm just saying, would you come join me for where I am? I want to come. And there's a lot of people out there like that. There's a lot of people that are very familiar with us, that just gotten out of the habit, or for some reason or another they hadn't found a place to plug in. Let's invite them to come get plugged in. Let's just come invite them. And hey, we're not age graded. We're not so strict you have to do something. And hey, I'm the youth minister. I'm going to ask them to come to me anyway. I got a whole set of people that I want to invite. I want to make a class on Sunday morning. We're going to watch the youth for about 10 minutes, then we're going to send them down the road, and we're going to have a Bible study class. If that room's empty, I'm going to use it. So, and hey, if that's your passion, if that's in your heart, let me know. We'll find you a place. We'll do that. So when we meet on the 9th, we'll have a very large list. We'll look at, I'll talk about positions that are open that we need to fill.
talking youth or church-wide?
Talking church-wide. I need,
So
we
you'll have
need.
a list of what's filled and a list of what's open?
Yes, yeah, I'll ask Donna, Jeff will know what he needs, I'll ask Donna what she needs in her area, and, my area's full. I'll show you who I have in my area that are home run, and so we'll really be looking at children and adult, I think there's a few things in adults, and then we'll start brainstorming on the, small groups, and hey, so-and-so would be really good at leading such and such, and so on and so forth. And then we'll kind of go from there, and we'll talk training, we'll talk leaders. How can we bring in some folks that are already there or not very far off, and then we'll go into training, what's our best way to train, and make sure training and ongoing training and meetings to encourage people. Jeff and Mike and I have been talking about maybe a quarterly meeting for small groups. I think there needs to be a time to celebrate, there needs to be a celebration for small groups, where leaders come together and share, exciting things that are going on, and share ideas, and just celebrate, that kind of stuff. Question? Hey, thank you so much for being here. It's just been exciting, very exciting meeting. I'm just really.
Next week, or on that Wednesday night,
Mm-hmm.
okay, obviously you know what you need for small group and small group leaders for the children and the youth.
Yes.
But what about adults? Are you gonna have certain ideas that, do you have any kind of, like what Steve and Judy have kind of been talking about, something, do you want them to bring their idea for what they want to have with a small group?
Yes, I would like that.
Do you have some ideas that?
Let's do all of it. Let's do both. If you have an idea for something, bring it, let's talk about it. If something's in your heart, let's bring it, share it out. I'll throw out some ideas that I've had, but if you're thinking something, hey, it would be great, I'll tell you something that I don't think anybody's thought of. I talked with Charlie after, and, that they'll not be able to have children. And I was sitting there one day, I said, wouldn't it be neat to be in a group of people that are not gonna be able to have children? And he said, nobody's ever said that. I said, yeah, I really would. And I think single mothers, to have a single mothers group, I know that would work very well. Beyond, I think, if we publicized it beyond the church, I think single moms would come and get together, and gosh, that's tough. And to walk, that's a strong affinity. And then, there are other affinities. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, not only single mothers, but parents that are leading their family spiritually alone. Because they're kind of like a single parent, they're kind of like a single parent.
Spiritual single parent.
There's a lot of people here that come, mostly moms, that bring
Yeah.
their kids, and they're the only spiritual leader in their home.
Okay.
So
That's
very-
good.
That would really be helpful to
I want
them.
you to bring those things. I wanna talk about, and then, there's all kinds of student, well, I was teasing a couple weeks ago, I said, parents of rebellious youth. I said, we'll put a big sign up. Where are you going? See you, son.
Yeah.
We will not.
Has Trinity ever done anything geared towards like a recovery group,
Oh, yeah.
like a Celebrate Recovery type? Is it do it now? What was it? Was it Celebrate Recovery?
Yeah, but